another player profile and projection. We are doing Chad Green, the Goose. The Goose Man. Chad Green. A favorite. The Critter King. The King of Cool. How about that? But maybe like the King of Calm.
King of Calm.
The King of Calm.
It's not bad.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Can we get that made on a shirt with just like an outline of Chad Green's face when he's just like has no expression on the mound?
Motionless.
Just like looking. The King of Calm.
Sometimes he looks sad.
But that's just him being calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Chad Green.
Big Chad Green
If
fan.
you're someone who, for whatever reason, isn't on the Chad Green train, just turn off this podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
honestly,
normally say that.
Yeah, we don't want you here.
Like,
how could you not be a Chad Green fan right now at this stage of his career in Yankees world?
You're a dumb Yankee fan that still thinks he throws only one pitch.
Oh.
Yeah. Is Chad Green our current most beloved Yankee?
Like, because Tanaka's gone now?
Tanaka's gone.
Might be.
Gardy currently not on the team, and
I mean,
Gardy's a different kind of love.
You're gonna get like Judge,
right? That's unadulterated, just natural love. Like Chad is heartstrings. I guess Gio's probably close in a similar camp.
Oh,
yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, I
Gio.
do love Gio. So, Chad Green had strap in for this one. Chad Green had another good season last season.
Yep.
Which, pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, I'd say this, the ERA isn't fully reflective of what he did. His whip was a 0.8. The baseball savant numbers, a lot of them are through the roof. Last year, he was top 2% in expected batting average. Chad Green is gross. If you're a baseball fan, you can see it. There's times when he's untouchable. Over the last 4 seasons, 2017 till now, 179 games, he has a 2.9 ERA. He had that one weird spurt to start the 2019 season. I'm sure I could butter knife that out to make Chad Green look completely gross. And even with it, he's still disgusting. 2.82 FIP, a 1.52 ERA plus since 2017. When Chad's right, he's electric, and he's right a lot.
He's good. And you said the one pitch thing?
Yeah.
We saw he changed. His second pitch has been evolving. Now, in 2017, he really was one pitch. In 2018, he struggled a little bit, and he was really trying to figure out that second pitch. We saw him mess with a changeup. We saw him mess with a lot of things. In 2019, his slider was good. People still didn't believe that it was good. It was good. It had a 36% whiff rate. It had a 222 expected batting average against, a 219 batting average against. His slider was good. In 2020, he kind of revamped the slider to give it a little less velocity, and it became a curveball. Went from 87 miles per hour to 84 miles per hour. The depth got much different. So last year, he threw a curveball, which had a 34% whiff rate and a 155 expected batting average against, and a 215 expected slugging against. Really good. Now, he had 2 games back-to-back, one in the Mets, I believe, where he got lit up, and we were told that he was tipping, and he was pretty upset about it.
Yeah.
And he changed it, and, I mean, what's his game log like right after that game, right? He goes on to be scoreless for the next 4 games.
Nasty. Yeah, I mean, if you're a nerd, if you like to be nerdy about baseball, go check out his Baseball Savant page. That's normally not where I live, but Chad Green has some awesome numbers there. And yeah, Jim, if you remember, we interviewed Tommy Kahnle last year, and he was talking about how all the Yankees were working on knuckle curves, which was just kind of like this ridiculous, like, our sport's real. Like, just all the Yankees pitchers are kind of twirling knuckle curves. And I think Chad's kind of landed around there. And when we talk about off-speed pitches and, why do some guys not throw this, that, and the other, hitters are really good at picking up the differences in your arm release, slot, everything else. Chad Green with that kind of knuckle curve, whatever the grip is. Love to talk to you, Chad, and we will soon. We like you, you like us. It's perfect for his arm slot. It's a put-away pitch. It's nasty. It's still not as nasty as his fastball, and I think that's what people, if you're not in love with Chad Green, you need to appreciate how gross his fastball is.
I want to get into the data on his fastball because as my good friend David Cohn says, it's got David Cohn. Yeah. It's got a lot of jackrabbit to it. It's got a 24.72 spin rate.
Huge.
Does that mean anything to people?
Probably not a ton of our listeners, but
okay.
Just being honest with you.
Sneaky fast.
It's sneaky fast. He fastball velocity 84th percentile. His average fastball is 96 miles per hour. Fastball spin 89th percentile. Again, both of those are elite numbers. Chad Green's fastball is special. There's times when he can just pump it and hitters are useless. And now, man, with this little knuckle curve,
a question for you.
Don't be surprised if he has, I don't want to say a special season, but a special season.
How many, wow.
Yeah.
How many multiple innings appearances did he have last year?
So 1+?
Mm-hmm. He had 22 appearances in the 60-game season.
22 appearances.
That's a lot. Did he see the pitcher that appeared in the most games?
I'd have to check. I feel like I looked this up.
I think at some point this offseason we did look into it.
Nick
or
Nelson?
I did it with my dad. Because we play that game.
Otto had 24 games.
Yeah, Otto was the most.
It's pretty wild.
That is pretty wild. Multiple inning appearances. How many do you think he had?
8.
7. Couldn't have been farther wrong. Once you go over, you're out.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically out by 1,000.
It's true.
How many times did he come in with runners on base out of his 22 appearances?
4.
11.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that high?
Yeah.
50% of the time he came in because he's a strikeout guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he hates that.
You don't hear a lot of relievers say, I love coming in with runners on base.
Maybe D-Rob.
Yeah. Houdini.
His most popular inning was the 6th inning, which I thought it would have been 7th or that, but I guess Otto was getting those.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Here's a good trivia question, Jake. Of the 22 appearances, how many did he not record a strikeout in?
22 appearances. How many did he not record a strikeout in? I'll say 2.
5.
Okay.
5.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. He's really good, and Jake thinks he's going to have a special year. What do you mean by that, Jake? Because we've seen him have special years. Is he going to have a better year than his 2017 year? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I think he has the ability to do something in that realm. Baseball can be a fickle sport, Jim. And that year with Chad Green, there was definitely, he was rolling. Hitters hadn't seen him a lot. That he put up a special 2.48 ERA plus. That means he was 148% better than your average reliever.
With for me doesn't make sense.
Had a 1.75 FIP. His whip that year was a 0.739. His whip last year was a 0.818. That being said, his ERA, jumped up, reliever ERA, blah, blah, blah. I mean, his hits, here's what I'm saying. His 2020 very similarly mirrors his 2017 season. And I think if Chad had gotten a full year to put that together, I think it would have landed there. I mean, the blip on this guy's radar was when he was tipping his pitches. He went down to AAA, and Larry, against everyone's beliefs, helped him out.
That was 2019.
2019, excuse me.
And then 2020, he was tipping his pitches.
Right. So, I don't know. People people get mad if you start butter knifing too much. If there's reasons, correctable reasons for your issues, that can be a part of a butter knife. Chad's been lights out. I think his 3.19 ERA, not the biggest reliever ERA pod, he can be better than that. And I do hope he gets stretched out to be that multi-inning weapon, because he can be.
But without all the other people at the back of the pen, I mean, he might be just the seventh-inning guy.
But why would we do that to ourselves? With injuries and everything that can happen, I mean, Chad Green should be in the... I'm not saying he's necessarily the same caliber, but, you know, a team like the Brewers that deploy Josh Hader for 2 innings whenever they want.
Yeah.
Like, Chad Green should be in that mold. That if we need 2 innings out of him, he should be able to pump that. And we've seen the Yankees kind of mess around with this a little bit and hope guys almost think they can save more in the chamber for the postseason. Like, have Chad do 2-inning appearances. So when you get to October, Chad Green can do 2-inning.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that means that we're using him as a fireman in my mind, too. If you want him to stay stretched out, then you're not, as soon as the starter's out in a winning effort, Chad's going to be the first one, and he's going to get you 2 innings worth or 6 outs worth, wherever that falls. And not like you're going to go starting pitcher to O'Day for the, 5th if it's a lead and the starter's struggling, or early on, and then Chad. Like, I think you might use Chad straight after the starter.
Well, I think, and we're kind of stumbling into it here, which is why I love a good PPP, an ideal playoff game. Any starting pitcher who's not named Cole, and maybe Cole too, would be what? A 5-inning start? 6-7 from Chad? 8-9 Britton Chapman?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea.
So, I don't know, man. I mean, those 2 innings, if Chad Green's the only guy we're asking 2 innings from, and we've seen, when playoffs happen, you can start whirly-birding a little bit. Chapman came in the 7th or whatever. I mean, Chad Green should be a confident 2-inning plan come October.
I agree with that, and you got to get him prepped for that.
And I just think by the Yankees' current standards, they don't believe that.
So maybe they go 1 inning at a time, and then in September they start lengthening him, because to prep him in October for multiple innings doesn't mean you're going to use him multiple innings in April, May, and June.
Right. I in my head it does. I think it should be a consistent thing he does through the year, so it's not just like a late buildup. I'm not saying he has to do 2 innings every appearance, but I'm saying, when we start doing Yankees preseason shows and things like that. When we look at the bullpen usage and what's available, we should be like, oh, yeah, today might be a Chad 2-inning day.
Mm-hmm. I agree. We'll see how they use that. I do think they got to go slow with it if that's their plan in the end, which it should be their plan in the end.
Yeah, it's true.
Baseball Reference projections are submitted with 50% reliability.
Flip a coin.
And their coin lands at 71 innings pitched, with a 4 ERA.
They're not confident about it. They don't feel good about it.
They're giving him his worst year ever. Did they just do this for relievers? Is what they did for Britton as well?
Yeah. I mean, this is his 2019 season, basically?
No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
His 2019 season, he only had I guess so. But they had that really bad stretch in 2019 when he got sent down.
Right. So that's where 50% reliability, you guys are right, because there's a good chance that's not right. Again, this is where I dug up and I started. The past 4 years, 179 games, a 2.9 ERA, a whip under 1, a 1.52 ERA plus.
We need to invent my stat and track it, because I was trying to project what I think his final line would be.
Sure.
And then I couldn't figure out what number I cared about.
Right.
It's totally a feeling thing.
It is.
I mean, I don't like reliever ERA at all. Just, did he do his job? There's a very clear, defined definition of reliever's job when he gets brought into the game.
The DYJ.
The stadium knows it. The manager knows it. Everyone knows it. If it's a 5-run lead, keep it. Don't let it get to 3 runs. You can allow 1 run. No one's going to give a shit. Don't let it get to a 3-run lead. If you're up by 1, you can't allow a single run. I mean, everyone knows the job. A clean inning is usually the ask.
Right.
If it's 2 innings, then you know that. But some relievers can give up 1 run, and then all relievers are going to have a bad day where they give up. Look at this. He gave up 5 earned runs in 2019 in August, and he only gave up 2 the rest of it. That brought his ERA to 4.85.
That was the Cleveland opener game,
and it was a good August.
Yeah.
But that one start blips his ERA, so I don't even know what to look at. Just a feel thing.
Yeah.
And I've never really had a bad feeling about Chad Green.
Yeah.
Besides, he went through that stretch at the beginning of 2019 where it was like, something's wrong here.
What's happening?
Fix this. And they fixed it, and they got it better. 19.
Yeah, man, I think my goal for Chad Green is a semi-lofty one, but also not. I want to be confident in him for 2 innings come October.
Okay. We'll check in.
Our guy Max, Jim, gave us something that we haven't even talked about and could become a thing.
Well, that's a good job by Max then.
He gave us an over-under of 9.5 starts as an opener.
Under.
I think we both lean that. Because he's just such a vital part of the back of the bullpen at this point.
Yeah. We don't have enough arms for him to do that anymore.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, how many games did Chester get done back in the day?
He started 15 games in 2019.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, but they had no pitching. They had no pitching, and they had Ottavino and Canely, who had 70 appearances each.
Right.
We don't have Canely and Ottavino getting 70 appearances each anymore.
And the guys that we do have pitching, I know they have their risk, but you're never going to have an opener for Garrett Cole. You're never going to have an opener for Kluber. You're never going to have an opener for Tyone.
I feel like the starting pitching is deeper, even though a lot of it comes with risk.
Right.
A lot of question marks, but still.
Than in 2019.
Yeah.
Like after Tanaka, Happ, Paxton, Herman, Sabathia, those were the 5 in 2019. When one of them got hurt, there was no depth at all. I mean, Monty was hurt. Sevy was hurt. Nestor was...
Chester was a thing for a while.
Yeah. So, no, I would go way under on that. I mean, I think if you gave it to me at 5.5, I'd hit the over.
Monetarily, but you still don't believe it, I don't
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing the odds, but I don't believe it. Yeah.
I think there's because we talked about the innings limits and stuff guys are going to be on, there's going to be some weird games. They do stuff with pitching, but I still think that I don't think it's going to translate into a ton of bullpen games.
I just think he's not.
For this year, I think we more get a straight-up Mike King start.
Yeah, or Nick Nelson with the open. I think Chad has climbed the bullpen ladder to the point where they can't take him to the ground anymore.
And you know who I think they would more likely open with than Chad? I think it's Loaizaga.
Yeah.
I think Loaizaga would be the...
Even Sessa.
Yeah, maybe.
Nelson, King. There's a lot of options.
But yeah, a lot of the traditional Yankee starters are guys you wouldn't really mess with in that regards. And this sounds kind of dark, but Chad Green opener day is like a kill throw, let's get a win today. I don't think the Yanks think that way.
I think it's bullpen day. It's the opposite. It's almost not using Chad properly.
We're kind of saying the same thing differently. If you're opening a game with Chad Green, that's the Yankees using one of their best relievers to start the game.
So you better
win.
Yes.
I think it's they're banking on they're going to have to use the good relievers today because you're filling all these innings with just relievers. Some of them are going to be by the good guys.
Yanks were really good at bullpen days. I don't see it, too. It feels like he's graduated from that role.
Yes, I agree.
Do you think we get any?
Yes.
Yeah, the baseball season gets weird on you quick.
Yeah, like a doubleheader situation for sure. I think it happens.
7 inning doubleheaders.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an interesting little
I'm
kink.
surprised we didn't get one of those last year with the 7-inning doubleheaders. I guess that's when we got some of the other funky
0 starts last year, huh? Yeah.
They just didn't need it.
Yeah. Feels like the Yanks have moved on from that a little bit, and Chad has grown from that a little bit.
They had no pitchers in 19.
Yeah.
All right. That's the episode. It's Chad Green.
We love Chad.
The Goose.
Huge year.
Best year Jake's ever seen.